what's up, y'all? I'm Jey.
And I'm Meka.
This is our channel.
Yeah, so we just left off talking about episode 3. And at the end of episode 3, KB and Edmund, they get engaged. Okay, so at the beginning of episode 4, they end up meeting each other. What did you think about their first time seeing each other?
It was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought she might have I thought she wasn't his type.
We didn't think she was going to like him when she saw him. We didn't think so.
Yeah.
That's just the honest answer. And we were both looking like he better not do no weird stuff, like run out there, do a cartwheel or something crazy like that.
Which he did.
You said he didn't or he did?
He didn't do a cartwheel, but he was
some weird stuff. But she kissed him, she hugged him, and she, at that moment, she felt, I think she was looking at his behavior as funny.
Yeah.
Kind of cute in her, in that moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So that happened, and me and Jey both said it looked like a genuine connection.
Yeah, in that moment, I think it was.
Yeah, it looked like a genuine connection in that moment. We're emphasizing in that moment. So then we move on to Nick and Annie, who are connecting, and Nick says he can see himself proposing to Annie. Mm-hmm. Okay. Annie also has a connection with Brendan. And yeah. And they're, talking about future plans and what life would look like if they were married and kids and whatnot. But if you notice, Brendan doesn't say, hey, I'm about to propose to you. He doesn't, whereas Nick says, I'm thinking about proposing to you. And remember, Annie is the one that's like, who's going to get me
to the finish line?
Down that aisle, to the finish line. So right off the top, she's leaning more towards Nick at this point, even though her connection as far as, conversation and whatnot she seemed to be more connected to Brendan.
Yeah.
But he wasn't giving her what she wanted, when she wanted, I think Brendan was trying to plan stuff a certain way, as much as you can plan an engagement on a show like this. I think he was trying to, make it special for her. Take his time as much as you can on a show like this. And I think he was trying to make it special for her. She wasn't catching what he was throwing. And she, again, started leaning more towards Nick. What do you think about that?
I mean, you pretty much summed it up. Yeah, I think that kind of shows more of her intentions in a way. If you have a genuine connection with this person, but this person is going to secure, and I'm going to just be honest, going to secure your spot on this show by proposing.
You think it's just about the show?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that for everybody. I don't want it, but let's be honest, in this day and age, people do that. And her stating that, her focus is in, I want to be proposed to so I can, do A, B, and C possibly. But this person over here, you are showing you have a genuine interest. They are showing it, but you're like, man, but this person's going to ask me. To me personally, that shows your intent. To me personally, it's like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's what I think it was.
Yeah. So that was pretty much them. Then we have Patrick and Casey, which we touched on in our last recap. Patrick is now on Casey, and so they start talking and doing a deeper dive. Casey lets him know that, she was approached by another reality show that wanted her, another dating reality show, and at the time she had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend was like, yeah, go on the show. I'll be here when you get back. She takes a step further and she says, even though they're broken up, her and this boyfriend at this point, because now she's on Love is Blind, because why would she tell anybody that she's still with the boyfriend if she went on Love is Blind, right? Like, why would she do that? But anyway, she tells Patrick that she's not with this guy anymore, the same guy, but yet they had a conversation that was basically the same thing that he told her before. Hey, yeah, go on the show. I'll be here. Yeah. And that rubbed Patrick the wrong way, understandably so. It kind of was like, okay, so you don't have all your stuff wrapped up before you came here. Yep. And he said that. And I agree with him.
Yeah.
And yeah, so.
And he accepted that, which let me know how Patrick is built. Because there's no way you should, really that just doesn't make any sense. Me personally.
Yeah.
Again, I get you're looking for love. Is this love? If somebody's telling you this, are you willing to settle? You're pretty much putting yourself in the same position that maybe got you on the show in the first place. I really kind of looked at Patrick a certain way after that, like, you know what I mean? Because it's different if you go into it knowing what it's going to be. It's different if you're going to like, all right, this person, all right, so I'm willing to deal with this.
Yeah.
But I know how to move. I know how to see it. Patrick is not, you know, he's not exuding those type of things. He's just like, oh, okay, well, she said it, right? Like, all right, you really trust that? Like, come on, man. You can't, like, nah.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm very critical of those things, if you can't tell. So, yeah.
But yeah, at any rate, Casey is giving red flags and she has a backup plan. So anyway, they end up in this episode going on a second date and Patrick decides to tell Casey he loves her. What? Where did that come from? But okay. And
because she said she wanted to F him. So he's like, oh, guess
yeah,
what I gotta
so we do have to back up because before they went on their second date, you sure right. Casey noticed that Patrick was feeling away. So she started being very explicit. I mean, she was throwing that cat at him through the damn wall. So I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest, and this is what I'm gonna say. Please forgive me.
It was so obvious. Yeah.
I feel like maybe even women more than men can sense when somebody may be deficient as far as like their access to those things. I feel like you've seen it on this show, the people that lend into that a little bit more. And we see the reaction from somebody when somebody doesn't lend into that later. That's a whole nother thing. But I feel like she's like, ooh, I messed up. I told him I got a man at home. Yams on deck. What do you want? You want to go ahead? Here they are. You can have them. Take me on. It's like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, Patrick, dude, like, you know what I mean? I really feel for Patrick, to be perfectly honest, all jokes aside. This connection, I do not feel is genuine whatsoever. I don't even feel it's genuine on his end, to be honest.
I don't either.
So that's why I say that. It's not, I'm not talking bad about her. I think he is compensating for the whole Anna thing. Yeah. And he doesn't want to leave there feeling less than, and maybe feeling like because he is of Asian descent, that had been the thing that these other women won't talk to him.
Yeah.
You know, so that's my whole thing. I think it's, yeah, that's my thoughts. So.
Yeah. And then she says something else that's kind of also a red flag. She says that on this show it's a red flag because she says she can't fully love him unless she touches him, sees him. On this show, that's a little bit of a red flag, right? So
why go on the show that you have to show that you love somebody and get engaged before you see them or touch them? It seems pretty fundamentally opposed to what the show is. So why are you here?
Yeah. So did they end up going on a third date and then?
I don't know how many dates they went. They went on enough.
They went on another date. And he ends up asking her to marry him.
Stupid.
That was dumb. And she says yes, and that was that. Okay. But anyway, I said Casey is giving cringy. So now we go back to Megan, and she goes on another date with Mike. He asks her on this date, is she ready to be married? But she doesn't say yes. She just lists off the things that she likes about him. She says they align in various ways, financially and emotionally. That's all she tells him. He's thinking she's going to be like, yes, of course I'd marry you. She didn't do that. That messes with his ego a little bit. And you could tell with him, he has a very large ego. Okay? So then Megan meets with Jordan, and she's basically keeps saying, you know, every date when she goes out with him, she's happy. The story about his son having diabetes and, you know, her father having diabetes, that touches her heart. And she says multiple times that she feels like her father is pushing her more towards, you know, because her father has passed away. She feels like his spirit is there kind of pushing her more towards Jordan because of this. Jordan really, really likes Megan. And that's that. So, again, right now, it's looking like she's leaning now more towards Jordan. Because that last meetup she had with Mike was kind of like, eh.
They went sideways, so Mike was like, Mike was pretty much like, you do what you do. I'll be here. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like his ego, his cockiness, you know, but the good thing is, see, like, Megan, opposed to some of the other people on the show, I feel like she taking her time to read what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, the other girl, Annie, I think it was, well, not the one, like, the first one to ask me, like, that's, you know, the Casey, but, like, somebody like Megan, she's like, she's torn between them, but she's taking the time to kind of see. She's not
That
rushing.
is true. She is taking
she's
her
like,
time.
how do I feel? She's being honest with the both of them.
She is.
So, like, those are the people that I'll be like, all right, you're really into it for the essence of it versus just to be on the show. You know what I'm saying? And there's people on
She
there.
is doing it the right way, for sure. Then you have Nick tells Kate he loves her on one of these dates. But then he has a second date with Kate. Sorry for laughing. He has a second date with Kate, and he tells her he's interested in another woman in the pods. And Kate gets in her feelings because she's like, you can't just be throwing the love word around. You told me you love me, but yeah, you're interested in somebody else in the pods. And they have a big old exchange and kind of an argument. And Kate is like, that's some BS. And then she backs it up because I guess she's realizing she's about to go home because she didn't caught an attitude with Nick. And she basically is like, well, no, but I do appreciate you telling me. She changes her tone, but by then Nick was like, nah. And he broke off his connection with Kate. I feel like he was being honest. I don't know. So then he had a date with Annie, his other connection. And he tells Annie that she is the one that he has chosen. And he then tells Annie he loves her. So there's two women. So I'm gonna say something else that he loves them back to back, basically, which was what Kate's problem was. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Again, this show is like so quick as far as like the love, the engagement, the wedding, the children. All these things are very quick, so it's kind of hard to kind of time it. But yeah, that's what's going on with that. So what do you think
about Nick and?
I mean, just that whole situation, Nick and Kate.
You want me to be perfectly honest?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm not into them like that because it just seems contrived to me. It's just like, all right, Nick is maneuvering the way he wants to, and you know, so not saying like, I mean, yeah, with them, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Annie's conflicted.
Which Annie? Oh, that Annie. Okay.
It's only an Anna and an Annie, but Annie is in an alley. But Annie, because remember, Annie has a connection with Brendan as well. She's not conflicted, but she's actually shocked that Nick went ahead and told her he loves her and all that, and he wants to marry her and all that. So yeah, Brendan. She talks to Brendan, and what's up?
Look, Klay Thompson over here.
He does look like Klay Thompson.
Can just, like, I get it. It's he's feeling her, right? But whether you're on a show, you're in the real world, you're feeling her, she's not feeling you. All right, man, you ain't known her that long. You're not feeling me. Like, that's the thing that, unless that connection is like that strong, which I guess it can be because it's like sensory deprivation almost in its sorts.
Yeah.
You can't see a person, so you lend more on that. So I can see how the emotional connection could be stronger. But if you're spreading that emotional connection with other people, all this stuff, so it can't, like KB and, Edmund, I can see how they ended up there because that's been the focus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kate or Annie's over here, oh, this guy likes me. Oh, you like me, Brendan, but Nick. And it's like, all right, well, so you're spreading yourself thin already. So how strong is that connection? What? I don't know.
Yeah.
The way I process it is a little bit different. But as far as them two, I mean, obviously Brendan was really feeling her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel like, just like with Meka, I feel like Brendan was trying to do it the right way, and he was more genuine with how he was handling things. And he also seems a little bit more mature than Nick.
Definitely.
And I think, and it seems like he actually likes Annie. I don't know. I don't feel like Nick really likes Annie like that, but he's telling her he does, so whatever. But anyway, Brendan goes and talks to her, and he's, once again telling her he has these feelings for her, but he's just not saying the words, I want to marry you, right?
Right, because he takes those words seriously.
Yeah. And you can see that she visibly is wishing, like, just say it. Just ask me to marry you type thing, right? And he's not doing that. And he figures out pretty quickly that she's kind of conflicted.
Yeah.
You know, as far as like who she want to be with. And Brendan is kind of like, I want you to basically choose me and only me. Like, I don't need you being conflicted before I give you a ring. You know, I need to know that you want to be with me solid, which is understandable. And so he was going to ask her to marry him, but he decided to go ahead and let her go because he felt like she was leaning towards or possibly wanting to choose someone else. And so, yeah, he did that. He went back to they broke it off.
Sometimes you gotta be smart enough to do that.
Yeah. So. They broke it off. Nick went in right after that, went in on another date with Annie, asked her to marry him. He comes into the men's quarters and announces it, and Brennan is visibly kind of just, I don't even want to talk about it. He's just, you know,
he's like,
frustrated.
Man, I'm mad.
Yeah.
I get it if you're like, I put my time in this. I picked the wrong one to put my time into. But don't sit up here and act like you're just emotionally torn up.
He said he was, though, but I don't know. So, yeah, Brendan goes back to talk to Annie and basically begs her to change her mind.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. And I ain't gonna sit up here and act like they ain't simply like, damn, I ain't gonna be able to go to Baja now.
Right, let's like a free vacation. What? Yeah, and they get paid to do this show. Imagine.
And I get to stick around.
Yeah, they get paid to do these.
Like
shows.
For real, like this is it's like Big Brother. You want to get to the eviction house. That's what they're doing. Oh. That's what I honestly feel like. So it's like, yeah.
But yeah, he goes back, begs Tashi, basically starts crying. And she's like, I'm so sad, but I'm sorry, I can't. And
I got my ticket.
Brendan goes home. And that was the end of that episode.
Yeah.
So let us know what y'all think about this episode. Again, as always, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Please leave some comments so we can talk to y'all and figure out who y'all are and all that other nice stuff. And we're active on all our social media channels. They are either down here or on the side. Depends on where Jey puts them. So
on the side.
Jey and Meka on all social media channels. So see y'all next time.
Bye. Cool.
All right.
Done.